open to us now. We go into space.
I've been holding my action. It's time to go.
And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Up and Away Nova Destiny. That is our Dungeons & Dragons game in space. I am your Dungeon Master, DM Steve. And if you like this kind of Dungeons & Dragons live play content, smash that like button and give us a subscribe and all that jazz. Today, I have here with me Garrett over there. Say hi, Garrett.
Hello.
Dan off camera because he's feeling like total poop tonight.
Yo.
We got Cameron over here chilling.
How's it going, mates? What's up?
Harro. You're muted, Harro.
Hi.
And then Jay with us tonight. Not working, which is great.
What?
Still alive. So,
Sometimes.
we are here to play some Nova Destiny. And last time, the crew of the Destiny arrived at the moon of Escrito in the Luxon-Lilinsby system in order to get into this race to possibly win or steal the Genger I ship, which is the head torso component of the Genger super robot, which they are trying to help Drake and Guy get all the pieces to. The Baron Stahl, that was the space whale villain, he is back in Space Shark, and he has made a wager with Captain Nova that if your Speedster Teams can defeat his team, made up of his biocast, then he won't blow up the Destiny and kill all of you. So that's one thing to note. Your characters, the Heist Team has already made it down to the moon of Escrito. That's Anya and Sid, as well as NPCs Guy and Mike. And they are trying to figure out a way to steal the Genger I, which floats high above the start-finish line of the race. And then the rest of the party, the three teams of the Speedster Racers, have docked aboard Luxi liner. They were dropped off by Drake, and they're starting to file into these lines in which they're going to be herded through for scanning and interview, apparently. And that is basically where we are right now. Let's see. All right. So, you guys are out and starting to file into these lines. There are these bays of pods up here, and then there are all of these. I think I described them last time. It's kind of like when you go to a convention and they like herd you back and forth, like weave you. It's just these giant things of that. And just so that you are aware, the scale here is accurate, or it should be. So if you measure the scale here, it will be accurate. So people are starting to file into line, and as you're going there, a familiar face starts to kind of file in with you guys. You see Derek Starchaser. Well, howdy there.
Hello.
Derek, good to see you.
Getting in line and readying for scanning.
Well, hello.
Yes, we are.
Hello.
Taking you're entering the race as well, then.
I am with my team. You might recognize them from the Marauders. And of course, anybody that watched the Genger I show, there was a crossover episode with Derek and the Marauders. You see Laurie, which you recognize from the show. She's an attractive elf with seafoam green skin and emerald hair. And you see Deerl and Darrell, which is a two-headed halfling. And they say hi to you. So, Larry, Deerl, and Darrell. No?
Got
Oh
it.
Okay.
God, really, really, really? God damn it! Oh my God,
Is there a
that
is there
that
a reference
actually
here?
so that reference for people who are under fucking 40.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically.
that reference is to the show from the 80s called Newhart, where Bob Newhart ran
They
a
have
bed
no
and
idea who
breakfast.
Bob Newhart is.
Yeah, yeah, I
Are
know
you,
they don't.
are you? Yeah.
But basically, there were these characters. There were these redneck characters on the show called Larry, Daryl, and Daryl, and they were brothers. And every single time, it didn't matter. Every single time they appeared on screen for the first time in the episode, and maybe sometimes multiple times during the episode, uh, the only one that spoke was Larry, and he would walk in, and he would with the other two in tow, and he would say, "Hi, my name's Larry. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl." And
Yes.
that's basically the joke for anybody under 40. If you're
I
over
see.
40, you're gonna get it. If you're under 40, go find Bob Newhart on YouTube or whatever, and maybe you might find it amusing. It's an old person show, so never mind.
Yeah. It's actually
You should
just called Newhart because the Bob Newhart show is a different show that aired even earlier.
and
That's
also,
actually true, yes.
also check out MASH. MASH was amazing.
What are you talking
Yeah, I've
about
heard of
MASH for? All right.
Interesting.
So, anyway, Derek introduces himself and the Marauders, or some of the Marauders, as his team. And you start to kind of file into line. There are halflings or Laputans kind of flying around in these little flying saucer type things, kind of floating around. And they seem to be shouting instructions in various languages, one of which is Galactic Common, but you guys probably mostly all have your translators, so you're probably hearing the translations anyway. Um, you hear them, one of them kind of flies by, and you hear him say, "When you enter the pod, audio and visual scan will begin. The computer will ask you a series of 3 questions. You will have a limited time to answer each question, so be concise, but show your personality. There are no redos. Once you leave the pod, you'll be registered for the race. Good luck!" And then he kind of flies past, and he keeps kind of saying that over and over, and you keep hearing it as they're like flying around the crowd.
Okay. Got it.
Solus, what does that mean?
What do you mean?
What that guy said. What does that mean?
Well, they're gonna ask us some questions, right?
Why?
I think it's because we're gonna be on TV, like, like Drake.
Oh.
We're gonna be famous, and we gotta show our stuff.
All right.
Was that Solus?
Yeah, my Solus accent's a little off today, I think.
I mean, I know you
I was gonna
switched it.
say
I
your
just
your Solus accent sounds like he's from the mountain.
It's okay. It's all right.
yeah, no, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure that was Solus.
Yeah.
And not someone.
All right. So you're kind of talking amongst yourselves, and one of those little halflings flies over and flies right in front of Thiwar. He seems to be his little pod is brightly colored. It's different than the other ones. He stops right in front of Thiwar and he says, "Well, hello there, Mr. Proner."
Is this Whist the Tway?
No, no, you've never seen
thought it
this.
was a
Is
similar-
that
Wisted.
would be so funny.
That was a similar
Wisted?
voice, is why I said it.
Yeah, no, this is just some little halfling guy. No, Wista
Okay.
Tway is as far as you know is not here.
Okay. Hello there. I take it you're a fan. What can I do for you?
No, well, I am a fan, but that's not why I'm here. We would like to offer you, and if you have a race team, uh, a spot in our VIP lounge. We would like to give you a little bit more of extensive interview.
Oh, I'm quite flattered. I'm certainly interested. Let me confer with my teammates. Brent.
I'll happily join.
All right. I think we're
And
in
your
then.
name is, sir?
I'm Rhyme Crime.
Hans Proner and Rhyme Crime? Follow me this way. You see a similar little pod go up to this group of halflings that are or Laputans that are standing in line, and the guy kind of goes down in front of him and he says, "Ace Hollow, hello, how are you?" And Ace Hollow and his two sisters start off to go also to the VIP room, and Derek is also approached. Ace Hollow, two sisters. You hear people in the crowd. The sisters' names are Deepa and Buta. So Ace Hollow, Deepa Hollow,
Really?
and Buta.
Ipa and Buta.
Yep. So.
Butter.
I can't
Hell
believe
yeah.
it's not Buddha.
Yeah, it's
Can't
not
believe it.
Buta. So the those groups get kind of removed from line and escorted over into this this VIP area here. You enter a little lounge that has kind of this plush seating. There is a table with a guy who's got a bar and like hors d'oeuvres in front of him, and so there's like this nice music playing. It's not crowded out there like everybody else, so you're kind of just chilling in this like great big lounge area. Oh, it's nice back here. Derek takes a drink and sits on the couch.
Grab a drink as well.
Are
It
we-
is. It is pretty nice back here. Say, Derek, last time we talked, I'm pretty sure we're still aligned with what we discussed, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe this VIP area will get us. I don't know. Maybe it'll give us a little insight. We'll have to keep our eyes open and our ears peeled. One of the little halfling guys comes in and he says, "We'll get you in one group at a time. You'll be interviewed by our MC, the race MC. It's so exciting." He goes back out through a door. Outside, in the line, you are starting to get to the you're starting to get to the front of the line. Now, because of the nature of the lines, and since are all of you in line together? Did you all just kind of go together?
I mean, I'd probably be
Yeah.
in line with whoever is on my racing team, and I assume we should probably be separated a little bit.
Okay, so you're gonna try
That's
and
what I
do that.
figured. Racing teams are together.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so the one racing team is obviously already out. So let's see, what are the teams? What are the other two teams?
I don't know. Pull up the screen.
Yeah, that's right. That one? Ah, there it is. It's
Yeah.
that
All right.
one.
All right. So, team 2 is it's Mary, right? Mary, Henry, Guthix, Eagle. Team 3, Solus, Rumby, Argyle, Chud.
All right. Sweet. Now, within your teams, then you have, since you're all together, you have the ability to kind of pick who goes. So
Ooh.
for
Is that a representation of our whole team? Or does everyone have to interview?
No, everybody has to interview because to register for the race, so it's each person individually, but you have a choice of kind of when you can go. Now, the way that these pods are set up is they're like filtering you into these pods, and they're pretty big. They're about 12 foot tall and about 8 foot wide, and they're open on two sides, and you can kind of see what's happening as people in line go before you. So you kind of see somebody, they'll go up, they go into the pod, and then once they get inside the pod, these fields close the two open sides of the pod. And so you can't hear anything that's going on, so you're not able to hear anybody's interviews, but you can still see them inside the pod. So you can see that they're like talking. They're
Okay.
they're in that pod for like maybe a minute, and then they're out and the next person. So the line's gone pretty quick because whatever's going on in there. And you can see people like moving around. Every now and again you'll see somebody like jump and like do a pose. But you can't
Okay.
really hear what's going on. But you can definitely see that they're in there. They're like talking and like emoting.
Gotcha. Who who here wants to go first? Let's see. Specifically referring to team 2. So either Guthix, Timmy, Mary, or Kegel. Does anyone have a preference? All right.
I'll go.
Oh,
Kegel?
go for it.
When do I go?
All right. So
Whenever you're called.
So you're getting ready to get up to the line. So you shuffle. It's easy. Kegel's small. She can easily shuffle to the front of the group. And so who's going after Kegel? Because you are standing in line. So standing behind Kegel is.
I'll hold on a second. I guess it'll be me. I'll do it. That's Timmy.
Timmy, okay. And then Gothics and Mary.
Well, Mary, I can go if you're not comfortable, but of course, lady first.
I'll go. I'll go last. I'm sorry, I thought I was on mute.
You're good.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
And then on team 3, that's an interesting group. So Solus,
Yeah.
Rumby, Argyle, and Chud. Would they even be thinking about this, or would they just?
I feel like if anyone, it would be Chud. Maybe that's how I portray his character.
Yeah, I'll go.
Now, you did bring the horse, right? You're in line with the horse.
If
I'm
there's room for the horse and they let me in the line with the horse, then yeah.
Well, that's
You-
the
yeah.
thing, though. Is there room in the vehicle for the horse?
There, yeah,
I mean,
we already went over that there was room in the
I can't
vehicle
remember.
and that he was taking the horse. So like I just kind of
I see.
assumed that the
Okay,
horse
okay.
is going with him. Now, Chud on the horse is large, but there are some large beings here, right? The lines are pretty they kind of have to be pretty big and pretty wide because like there's like tiny beings, but there are also some like pretty big dudes. So there is actually just enough room in this pod for Chud and the horse to kind of fit into the pod.
Oh God.
So
that's so funny.
so if Chud wants to take Heros into the pod for his interview, then it's something that can be done.
Yeah.
Why is it that we're always behind this damn horse? I hate looking at this damn ass all the time.
So
Oh.
so is that group gonna choose an order or just kind of gonna go in?
That was Kegel burping.
I didn't even hear it. But Will Argyle, if you don't like it so much, why don't you just go next?
All right.
Okay, so do that.
2-second interview, 50 minutes to get in the fucking line.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how it goes, you know.
That is how it goes, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So Kegel, she steps up, and the pod, the person in front of her, gets out of the pod.
Oh my God.
You're pod people. What the fuck is that?
The giant Kegel hat.
It's
Oh my
Kegel.
God.
Whoa.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's Kegel. So, all right, let me get my questions here. All right.
That is just not safe for work.
What do you mean it's not safe for work?
What
It's
do you
perfect.
mean? She's
Does she
She's
have
just-
a nose?
I mean, not really. Does anybody really ever
really-
have a nose?
She doesn't need to. She has other attributes.
The
Exactly.
thing is, like, where she's placed, Mary's information is showing through, and I can see it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can see. Where can you give me? Where's Mary? I can't move her.
You could
Where?
just scoot Kegel
I'm-
over to the left interview
I'm
pod
try-
where no one is. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
right
Okay,
there.
there you go. I was gonna say because yeah, it looks odd.
All right, so
Everything looks odd.
Kegel steps up into the pod, and the fields close around her. And you hear this voice out of nowhere say, there's kind of like a flashing light that looks like it's supposed to be trying to get your attention. And it says, introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms or other names that you go by.
I'm Kegel Fokker. And watch your step. You never know when I'm behind you.
It's pretty good.
Next
That's
question. Do you have
Oh,
any
that was a
hidden
quick-
talents?
I'm awesome.
You've got some more time.
I know. You can just look at me and know all my talents.
Next question. Do you have a message for all the race fans out there?
I'm Kegel Fokker. Look out for me, because I may be behind you. Literally, I may be behind you.
You have been registered for the race. And the fields come up, and there's a halfling on the other side that's like kind of ushering you to get out.
I get out.
All right, so then Timmy.
All right. Timmy steps up into the pod.
Timmy steps up into the pod, and first question. Introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms or names that you go by.
Well, good day, everyone. The name's Timmy Tinkle. Timmy Tinkle, that is. And I'm here to win this race.
Next question. What's special about Timmy Tinkle?
Oh, what isn't special about me? I'm a bit of a mechanic. I got myself, let's see, I got myself here this big old gun. Pretty sharp shot, if I do say myself. Let's see. Quick with my fingers, and
Next question.
just check your pockets.
Why did you enter the Luxi 50,000?
Well, I'm here to win it, of course. I've got myself a good crew behind me, and I'm out here to make all the ladies swoon, including those Hollow sisters I saw earlier. Watch out, ladies.
Thank you. You've been registered for the race. Kind of ushered out the other side. Wait, what did? Oh, I see. Where's Mary was there? Okay, I see what happened. I was using that to keep track of where everybody was. So looks like
I moved her because literally, her thing is her stuff is just like right in the middle of everybody.
that's fine.
When you put, yeah.
That big of a deal. It's all right. So Gothic steps up into the pod, and first question. Introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms or other names that you go by.
Why, hello everyone out there. Good to meet your acquaintance. You can simply call me Guthix.
Next question. What are 3 words that best describe you?
Ah, patient, insightful, faithful.
And what will you do when you win the race?
My team and I, if we should win the race and take home the glorious Genger I, I hope to inspire and teach everyone the ways of the light, for I'm a Sharheen from the other side of the universe, and I have seen the way, and I will show you.
Congratulations! You've been registered for the race. Fields come up. Guthix is ushered out. And finally, Mary steps into the pod. Introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms that you go by, or other names that you go by.
Hello, I am Sister Mary Caitlin Clark, an acolyte of Mitra.
What's special about Sister Mary?
Well, there really is nothing too special about me, other than I proselytize to anyone who will listen about Mitra.
Last question. Do you have a message for all the Speedster fans out there?
Yes. If I could tell everybody, I would want you to please, please contact me after the race so we can talk about Mithra and how great and good he is and how wonderful and just I have so much to say about Mithra. And
Thank
here
you.
we go.
You've been registered for the race.
Oh, oh.
Come on, miss. Next person's ready. All
Sure,
right.
you'll get all the guys contacting you afterwards, Mary.
Yeah. So everybody else is popping in, and on the other side, these probably happen at roughly about the same time. Uh, we've got
Oh my god.
Chud and Heroes pop into the pod, and the first question: introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms or other names that you go by.
I'm Chud Studley. This is my horse, Heroes 2. Otherwise known as and then he'll just list off any phrases that like Heroes is known for, like
Ah,
other names that Heroes is known by, and he'll just keep going until they stop him.
okay. He lists off a bunch of different heroes.
All for the horse. Just Chud Studley for him.
Yeah. He does that. Second question: what's special about Chud?
Well, first off, I'm jacked. I have this sweet horse. I have this sick armor. I won a couple fighting tournaments back in my hometown. And yeah, I'm the shit basically.
Next question: what will you do if you win the race?
Same thing I was doing before, honestly. I don't think it'll change much for me.
You've been registered for the race. Congratulations.
Thanks. Gonna trot off.
Trot out the other side, and then Argyle is kind of pushed up in there because, you know, he's probably not want to go willingly.
Okay, so whichever way the camera is facing, Argyle is turned around.
That's okay. All right. So, first question.
Where is that coming from?
Introduce yourself and any titles, including any titles or pseudonyms or other names that you go by.
What? My name is Argyle. I'm a hero from the name of my town, which I can't remember.
Blockton.
Brockton. Yeah.
Second question.
What? Where the hell is that
Do
coming
you have
from?
any hidden talents?
I've killed a lot of people and things. Yeah, that's it. That's my talent. Where the hell? What?
I'd like to imagine the sneeze was in the interview.
Yeah. Final question.
What?
Why did you enter the Luxi 50,000?
Actually, that's an easy question. I entered for my mother.
Thank you. You've been registered for the race.
Where's that coming from?
Come on, sir. Let's go.
What? Get your hands off of me, you goddamn shit.
All right. So then Solus follows Argyle and up into the pod. Introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms or any other names that you go by.
My name is Solus.
Second question. Do you have any hidden talents?
My talent is my dedication to the Order and the way of the mystic arts, which I train every day.
Third question. What will you do if you win the race?
If I should win the race, I will claim the Genger I as myself. I'll present it to my hero, Drake Tungsten, of the original Genger 5.
You've been Thank you. You've been registered for the race.
I'm sorry. I was on mute, so y'all didn't hear me. But when he said, "My name is Solus," he said it so perfectly that I actually blurted out, "You killed my father."
That's pretty funny. All right. And then finally, Rumby up in this piece. Introduce yourself, including any titles or pseudonyms or other names that you go by.
I'm Roberto Montoya. Some guys and gals Call me Charlie. With an M.
Second question. What will you do if you win the race?
Well, the key to the universe is up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right, BA, BA, start.
Wasn't even the right thing.
I don't think it was.
It wasn't right.
It wasn't right. Last question. Do you have a message for all the Speedster fans out there?
Yeah, I do. It really is up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. I just looked it up.
And you get shuffled out to the other side, breaking on through to the
Who
other
the
side.
fuck ever called you Charlie?
With an M.
And an M. Definitely.
Told myself it.
That's
Now-
so funny.
Everybody, as you're kind of getting out onto the other side, you realize that that you're down in this big like arena, just big. It's like a big gymnasium, just a big open space. It's about the size of 3 football fields. It's pretty big. This area doesn't take up the whole thing, but you realize as you look up that there is this ring around above you, like way above you, like 500 feet up there, and on the ring it basically looks like there's a city, but it's the most high-tech looking thing that you've ever seen. It doesn't even make sense because you really haven't, Crater City is a shithole. The Destiny is basically cobbled together with like Frobah's like industrial parts. So it's not like it's technological looking to you, but it looks more like the Nostromo from Alien than it does like inside than it does like a Star Trek ship or something. It's not plush looking for the most part inside. It's very industrial looking. You haven't really seen. This place has all these giant buildings. They're very shiny. There's holograms and just like signs in midair, like all over the place. And yeah, it's pretty wild looking. And you notice that some people are going to the racer dorms, but some people are taking elevators up to this what looks like it's like a little race city up there, or a little town for the racers essentially.
I think we best followed them on up.
So you can see there are a bunch of different places. Now you have till morning. Morning is basically when the race is happening and you'll be transported down to the moon right before the start of the race. But you realize that there's some stuff here, so you might actually be able to do some things.
All right. Well, I guess we start looking around.
Is just out of curiosity, is anybody going to the racer dorms just to either say fuck it or to just to check it out? Or is the entire group going up? And are you going up together as a group? I guess those are the 2 big questions.
So Argyle is gonna follow along. Um, Mary suggests to go check out the dorm and then go check out the town, Argyle doesn't have an opinion.
Let's see.
You are also aware that Ren and Thiwar and Derek, if you care, have not come back from the VIP area just yet.
All right, so I think Solus is going to go up, and he's going to look around, but he'll mostly be serving people, doing a little bit of people watching.
Okay.
So I guess we'll go over here. Guthix is going to take a look around. Where should he go?
Well, before any of that, you have to go up to the elevator. So that's the question. Is everybody getting on the elevator all together, or are you going up separately? So Mary said she's going to check out the dorms.
Okay. Then I'll go up with anyone in my team and anyone who else fits in the elevator. If any
The
of
elevators are
my team.
massive. Yeah, and there's like
Okay.
big bays of massive elevators. So even Heroes, Chud riding Heroes fits into an elevator comfortably with other beings, other people.
Where is the?
So
Where, is that where everybody's going? Hold on, I'm stuck.
in the VIP room, do I see those like halflings that brought us in here?
The only
God.
the only halfling that's in here right now is the one at the bar, is the one behind the bar that's serving drinks and hors d'oeuvres.
Okay.
Do you guys see the club at the very, very bottom of the ring in
Mm-hmm.
green? Do you see what that is?
That's where Guthix was going to go first.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I figured Guthix would want to go to Motorola Otaru.
Yeah, I couldn't exactly decipher what that is, so I was like,
It's Motorola Otaru.
So
Ah.
whenever Ren is grabbing his drink at the bar,
Mhm.
he's going to say to the bartender, I heard something about dorms for the racers. Well, my friend over here is going to need something a little bit, some nicer accommodations than just a dorm. Who would we talk to get that arranged?
Ah, well, if you're here in VIPs, then it means that you probably already have a room set up for you at the Grand Champion Hotel. It's up above us. Once you're done here, somebody will show you the way.
Delightful. Thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely. Anything else I can do for you?
Not at the moment. This is a wonderful bar.
Well, have as much as you like. So, after a little while of sitting in this VIP area, another halfling comes in and says they take Ace, Deepa, and Buta first. So you guys are kind of sitting there, just you, and then finally they come for Derek and the Marauders. So it's just Ren and Thiwar in there, and then after after a little bit of time, the guy comes back and says, Hans Proner, rhyme crime. Please step this way, gentlemen. You
Sure.
walk through the door and enter some sort of a studio, and The host turns around to greet you. And as soon as he turns around, immediately you think, Drake Tungsten. Like, that's Drake. But after a moment, you realize that's not Drake. There's a guy standing in front of you who looks almost exactly like Drake, but a little bit older and a little bit bigger. This guy's like, his shoulders are massive. And
Daniel?
he reaches out his hand and he's like, "Hello, boys. Jake Tungsten."
Jake.
Tungsten.
Jake.
I knew it.
Nice
I
to
knew
meet ya.
I knew as soon as you started, and I was on mute, and I was like, this guy's name is fucking Jake Tungsten. I know that's where he's going with this.
Yes.
It's
Well,
it's Drake's older brother, Jake.
it's nice to see you both here. And let's see, are we recording? We recording? All right. Hello, everyone. This is Jake Tungsten, and I am here with intergalactic pop star Hans Broner and his race mate Rhyme Crime. How are you boys doing today?
Oh, we're doing excellent. Thank you for the warm welcome, Jake. It's great to be here.
Of course, it's great to have you on this exciting eve of the first annual Luxi 50,000. What are you doing here, Hans?
Oh, you see, I have quite a few talents beyond singing. But this seemed like a great time, and just to coincide with my new single, Jetpacks and Dirt Roads.
New single. We're excited to hear that one. So you're saying that this is not just a promotion for the new single, but you have some hidden talents as a racer. How far do you think you're going to get in this race? Do you got a chance of winning?
I think the victory's almost guaranteed at this point. I
Excellent.
mean,
That's
with
what we'd
my
like to hear.
crewmate
We
here,
might even
Rhyme
hear that
Crime.
new single on the road.
Ooh, is that so? A little bit of road performance, Hans.
We're taking a little bit of a weight disadvantage to carry some of our sound equipment, but it's what the fans need. It's what the fans deserve.
And there are a lot of fans watching. That is true. And Rhyme Crime, how do you fit on into all this? You've got a interesting style there.
Well, me and Hans, we were roommates back in academia, and we always made a great team. I've always been a lucky guy, so I think that I'll just keep things sailing smoothly, and he'll put on a show for the people.
I see, I see. Well, we're certainly excited about that. One last thing, boys. Should you win this race, what are you going to do with that sweet Genger I?
I'll let you know in a couple days.
I'm
Nice.
thinking be a nice little backdrop for a future music video. I have some ideas I'm noodling with, but if we win, might see another single drop.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're looking forward to that single. Once again, I am Jake Tungsten. I'm here with Hans Proner and Rhyme Crime, and we'll see you on the racetrack. That was great, boys. You did a great job. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was a good interview. Hey, are you related to Drake Tungsten?
Oh, oh, Drakey boy. That's my baby brother. You're not a fan of that show, are you?
Say we have some interest in it, sure.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen my brother in a while. Well, he's always up to something.
So you guys don't keep in contact? You haven't talked to your brother? No connection to any of the gangers at all?
Well, after that whole thing, they kind of they kind of disappeared. You know, uh, things are different in the galaxy now, or in this part of the galaxy now, in the sector, with our new overlords. So my brother just likes to keep a low profile.
I see.
He looks at Ren, and then he looks at Thiwar, and he says, "You don't happen to know where my brother is, do you?"
I mean, didn't he just walk through here and do an interview?
No, no. Drake. Oh, he touched down on the. He
Oh,
remember
that's my
Drake.
bad then.
Drake dropped you off.
Uh,
Yeah, he dropped you off using the Luke or no, the Explorer,
I'm
Are you
and
thinking
then
of Derek?
crazy. Yeah, I thought Derek. For some
Garrett,
reason, I thought
yeah.
it was. I thought Drake was Derek.
no
I'm
Drake.
looking at too many screens of Gengar
Too many
names.
screens. No, no. Drake being the pilot of Genger II, blonde. Hey there.
Yes,
that
yes.
that Drake.
I've never even heard of this guy.
We're just big fans of the show, so thought it was an interesting coincidence. I
Huh.
will roll a deception if I need to.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for deception.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
I really like that
Womp,
show. It's a
womp,
cool show.
womp.
Oh. All right then. Well, good
Well, that
luck.
makes sense. That makes sense because Ren just said, "We've never heard of that guy."
Hmm.
And then he
No,
says,
I said
"We're
I've
big."
never heard of that guy.
But
Is
Yeah.
then
it like
he goes, "We're big fans of the show."
it is like
Yeah.
there are other people in here like recording, right? It's not just him.
No, it's just him. It's a totally empty room. It's just you guys and him in this like they're clearly you're not even sure where you were getting recorded from because there's not like cameras or anything in here. There's just him and
Mm.
it's just really well lit.
I
Kind
was
of on
gonna
this
say
little
Drake,
stage.
or not Drake. Ren barely knows who Drake is. He was in
Hmm.
jail for like the entirety of the time everyone was watching the show. And so he came out and he's heard of this guy, but he's only seen him like 3 or so times at this point.
I mean, he's probably met him on the ship. He's got
That's
to
true. That's
like
true.
he's got to have at least a pretty good idea of who Drake is, just because of everything that's going on, even if he hasn't really interacted with him too much. But yeah, I feel like at this point you've definitely seen him, talk to him. So yeah, the Jake is now kind of giving you like a little side eye, and he's like, yeah, then
Jake, we'll be staying at this Champion Hotel. Why don't you stop by later and we'll grab a drink, more comfortable environment.
well, I'm staying at the Champion 2. So, yeah, I'm in the uh I'm in the
Really? I
penthouse.
can't believe they made a second one.
I'll be in the penthouse suite. So, If you need to talk to me, that's where I'll be.
It sounds
Alright.
good.
Mr. Tungsten, we've got a few more VIPs for you to interview. All right. Well, I'll talk to you boys later. And
It's a pleasure.
the Laputin he escorts you back out onto the floor here, where you see that people from your party seem to mostly be headed to elevators. Go up to this marvelous looking city above you. Let me ask this. Does anybody but Mary go back and check the dorms? Or does she do that on her own? The dorms are pretty boring when Mary goes back. What you notice though is that there is zero privacy in the dorms. They're like these cubbies in these they're almost like these shelves. It but everybody's kind of piled on top of everybody else. So if
Like those,
you
like those micro hotels that the Japanese have.
kinda, yeah. Like
Okay.
they're kinda,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Like it's just this little pod in a wall. Everybody's like stacked up and like they're everywhere and you're not there's like everybody's like all cramped in there. And you can see there are definitely people going in and trying to choose the ones closer to the floor or in the corner or whatever. But it, you could totally stay in there, but yeah, it doesn't look that comfortable. However, you would be staying with a large portion of the racer population. So that's what you note.
So once you choose a bunk, can you close something off so that your stuff doesn't get stolen?
Is she
Or,
gonna do that?
well, that's what I'm asking. I mean, is there a place where, like, if she chooses a bunk, is the bunk automatically assigned to her, or can she put her stuff in there, close it off, and lock it? How does that work?
It looks like you look in there and there's a little compartment for stuff. Once you choose it, you're registered to it, and then you have your hand uh, creates a field, and you can like lock and unlock it. But the field seems to be you can still see. You're not sure if you can hear. You'd have to go in and try it out and close the field, but you could definitely see everybody else.
That's fine. So she's gonna choose one, and that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna choose one,
Hmm.
put her stuff in there, lock it, and then she's gonna go exploring.
Okay,
She just wants to get that out of the way. That's her thing.
gotcha. Okay. So you do that, and I'm assuming everybody else is kind of headed up, 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 up. What is everybody doing?
All of my characters are heading up.
Okay.
I've put Argyle where Argyle found. I put Argyle in a place that he found that he likes.
So
Oh, looking for food.
so you take these large elevators, these large lifts up to the city, and this city is just crazy. And now that more people are starting to get through their interviews and they're kind of walking around, it's starting to get kind of crowded on the street up here. And there are all manner of big signs for big buildings, but also in these alleyways, each alleyway is filled with street merchants. So people are kind of walking all around, like doing different things. And there are some of the establishments have like what do they call the people outside that try and get you to come in?
Hawkers?
Hawkers, yeah. So like there's like hawkers outside. You see all kinds of things.
The
That's
So
Hawking. I'm Hawker.
Gotcha.
let me at who is staying together, because right now I'm just gonna assume that you got up and are you just like splitting apart? Are you kind of going in groups?
I mostly plan to split apart.
All right. Well, where is everybody going then? So Argyle sees the word weapon, and
Yeah.
he immediately heads to the weapon shop. What about Mary?
Mary is going to. She's not going to go into any one of the big places. They don't seem to interest her too much. But she's checking out like the street vendors. So
Okay.
she's going to be like moving from alley to alley very slowly, just kind of checking out street vendors.
Is she interested in anything specifically?
Um, let me think on that.
Okay. What about Thiwar? Is he going straight to the Grand Champion, or is he checking anything else out?
Well, first we making sure I'm right. We don't have contact back to our ship. I couldn't send up a message right here. I would have to go somewhere to do that.
Well, because you haven't gone no, because you haven't gone down to the race yet, you could if you have a way to contact the ship, you could absolutely contact the ship. It's just once you get down onto the moon is when your contact is restricted.
Right.
You're registered for the race, but you haven't gone down to the strip yet. So because you haven't gone down to the strip, you just have to figure out a way to get a message to the Destiny. But you absolutely could.
Okay. Uh,
In fact,
well that
if you ask somebody
yeah.
about that, they'll tell you that oh, since you're a VIP, the Grand Champion Hotel should provide you that service if you need it.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I'll go. I'll go and then inquire about that at the hotel.
Okay. Is Ren going to, since they're together anyway, is Ren gonna go to the hotel, or is Ren gonna split off
Ren will just stick together with Thiwar for now.
with the war for now? Okay. Got it. And Solus is also, he was headed to the Grand Champion too, wasn't he? Is that why you put him over there?
Yeah, Solus is mostly posted up outside, kind of surveying, seeing if he sees any interesting people or things happening.
Okay. And then
He also
Timmy,
wants to see. He also wants to see what the general security is into the Grand Champion Hotel.
gotcha. Okay. And then Timmy going to this Speedster boost services. Yes.
Yeah, that looked cool to Timmy and useful, so he's checking it out.
Okay. What about Chud?
I think Chud will head to the weapon shop with Argyle.
Okay. And then what about Rumby and Kegel?
Rumby is probably going to go into the weapon shop as well.
Kegel?
Kegel's going to do some searching around and see if she can get into some trouble.
Is
Basically,
there
this kind of. I'm looking for anything that looks out of the usual.
so
Anything that should be would be alchemy, would be like trinkets that would be look like they're mechanical wonders, or something that looks like it shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be happening.
hmm. most of the stuff here, it's hard to tell. You think, I mean, everything here seems like it's pretty set up to be happening. The one thing that I can tell you though is that there's a lot of light and sound coming from this side over here. There's definitely some craziness going on over here. And this place, this like double dash place, there's like these two big tall towers. Actually, that's probably the place that Kegel's most drawn to if she's looking for like if she's trying to see machine and weird stuff, because there's these two towers and they have these like tracks snaked around them and they're really fucking tall, and there's these like pods that are like just flying around these tracks, and it looks like a big machine.
Yeah, that's Kegel.
All right, so
Double dash.
she's headed over there. So Solus is hanging out looking at the front of this Grand Champion Hotel. It is probably the nicest building that he's ever seen. It it looks like what you would imagine the entrance of heaven looking like. It's pretty wild. You're just like, what in the world? You see, it doesn't seem like there's really much security. There are these halflings, Laputans, in little fancy looking suits that seem to be helping people, but you haven't seen any problems so far, anything like that. And generally, people kind of go by and it seems like everybody is getting in there. It doesn't seem like they're turning anyone away.
See. What about this Flame and Throttle Inn right next to me? What kind of people are going in there?
Again, you see that there's people like headed in there. Um, there are maybe a few more people headed into the Flame and Throttle. You see that just down the way, there's a place called Road 50, and there's a lot of people going to that.
Okay.
As you're kind of looking around, scoping things out, Thiwar and Ren come up the elevator, and they look like they're headed towards the hotel. You see them.
Gotcha. Let's see. Did I happen to catch Ace Hollow? His team.
You haven't seen Ace yet.
Okay.
You're not sure. It's possible that this place is big. It's possibly somewhere else here on the ring. As you can see, there's people not just checking into hotels. There's a lot of people going to all of the establishments. And as more time passes, you see there's like less people down here in this line. The lines are kind of starting to dwindle, and there's still people still showing up. But as the lines kind of dwindle down, there's like way more people up here on the ring. So it's starting to kind of get packed.
Gotcha. I want to see if any big shot looking kind of people start coming out of the Grand Hotel. I'm going to try to stalk and follow them and see where they go.
Okay. So Solus is just kind of like hanging out right now. He's not going to go in with Thiwar and Ren.
No.
So Thiwar and Ren, you come up the elevator. You see that Solus is he's kind of like scoping things out. Immediately as you're like getting close to the thing, you get a few people that are like, Hans Proner. Excuse me, can I have your autograph? And this little Laputin girl, she like runs up and she wants you. It looks like she like wants you to sign her cleavage.
If it's not a huge crowd, sure, I'll sign a few. Anything for my fans.
Over here, you're not getting a huge
I'll
crowd.
I'll
It's
I'll, find, I'll find some of those titties and I'll sign a
yeah,
few.
yeah. So you do a couple autographs and get some people want to take a couple hollows with you, so they're kind of like record you. You're pretty sure they're recording you. They have like little devices and stuff. Sometimes they're like floating around them, and you eventually are able to make it into the Grand Champion Hotel, and they identify you as a VIP immediately, and they take you. They ask you if you want to check in.
Yes, like to check in as well as use your uh, ground to air communicator, whatever the term for it is.
You can communicate from your room, sir, for your
Excellent. Can I check
privacy.
in?
All right. We'll get you right away. Your room number is, let's see. Um, yes, 1313. We've got it right here. All right. Do you have anything that you need help with?
No.
You can go
Ryan, do
right
you
on
think we're
up to your
good?
room then.
Right. Thank you.
So you get into the elevator, and it seems that the there are 14 stories. The 14 is is must be where Jake Tungsten is. He said he was the penthouse top floor suite, so you're right underneath of him. You get on the elevator and head up. Now, Chud, Rumby, and Argyle head over to this unusually large shop with all kinds of strangeness in it. You get in there and you kind of start to feel a little bit like home because there are weapons in here that kind of look more familiar. They're what most people would call ancient. But you can see like classic looking swords and various things in here. But there are other sections. There are cased sections. There are all kinds of different objects in here. So there are a lot of antique looking weapons, which a lot of them kind of look new to you. And but there are other things as well. Pottery and art and get little gadgets, all kinds of things in here. Well, hello, boys. How are you doing? I am Milga, and this is my antiquity shop. You see a dwarven woman, maybe, in front of you. Older looking and missing a few teeth. Anything? Pratt got your tongue?
Uh, right now I'm just looking. Uh, do you have? Do you
I would
have?
like to make you an offer.
What,
Isn't that a beauty?
mother?
Look at the craftsmanship. Yeah. I'll give you I'll give you 100,000 for it.
Jesus Christ.
I've never seen the like. You got to think nobody's come on to your, nobody's been in or out of your planet. Your culture is different. It's, and so she's
Yeah.
like looking at it.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I was actually in the process of choosing spells for Mary. Give me a second to get to Argyle here real quick.
Okay. Well, what are Chud and Rumby doing in here?
As soon as Rumpy hears that, he's going to pull out like a coin from back home. Just like a single coin. That I guess if they've never seen it before, he's going to be like, this is a mystic token. Only one exists in the known universe.
When Argyle gets ready to pay for the goddamn...
What kind of coin did you bring? What specific coin did you take out? Like, did you take out a gold piece, a copper?
It's going to be it'll be the crappiest denominations. I'm guessing it'll be a copper.
A copper.
Electrum, yeah.
She looks away from Argyle's sword for a moment, and she looks at it and she says, "I find it hard to believe that that's one of a kind. It looks like a coin.
It looks like it.
What
But
culture is this from?"
Kazumba Wana.
Never heard of such a thing. She pulls
Exactly. It's one of a kind.
she pulls a little device. She's got a belt with a bunch of devices on it. And she's got like lots of pouches all over her, and she pulls this like device, and she points it at Rumby, and specifically at the coin, and she like activates this device, and while nothing happens with the coin, all of anything that's visible on Rumby that's a magic item glows. So I don't know if he's got anything visible, like if he's got like magic armor or
Yeah, you
anything
got
like
some
magic.
2 rings.
Yeah, rings, stuff
Definitely.
like that. Yeah, like so all that stuff glows, and she looks at you and she says, "I don't know if there's anything special about this coin, but there are definitely some special things that you're wearing." And then she like when she does that, she points the device over towards Argyle, and of course Mother glows as well as like other things, and she says, "Interesting. I would be prepared to make quite a handsome offer for your collection of rare and valuable goods."
Hold on. Mother glows?
Isn't Mother magical?
No, unless you've made a change, you never told me. If she
No.
is,
I thought Mother was magical.
I have one magic item and she can't see it.
Oh, okay. For some reason I was thinking Mother was a +1 sword.
Nope. I don't have any magical weapons. I have one magic item and she shouldn't be able to see it.
Oh, well, I take that back. Obviously, Mother didn't glow then. She probably didn't offer you 100,000 for it anyway. She might have offered you more like 10,000 for it.
Don't you have a bag of holding?
No. The only magic item I have is the skull.
Who has the bag of holding?
Ren's
I
probably
think
got
Ren
that.
has that.
Ren has the bag of holding, yeah. Ren's
Actually,
had that since.
He doesn't want to give up Mother, obviously. He doesn't have his other sword with him, but he actually has a decent dagger with him that's probably unique, so he'll offer that and see what he can get for that.
Ah. Well, that's a nice piece. but I'd really like to have your armor. And she like turns and she looks up at Chud. That's spectacular.
What armor does he have on?
He just has his regular armor on. But again, remember, like you're in a place where like some of your stuff. Oh well, actually, does he have new armor on?
I don't think so.
Because I didn't think Chud like upgraded his armor. I'm not sure. I thought Chud
No, I
just.
don't think my guys upgraded their armor at all.
I feel like Ren did when he was like buying stuff at that place, but maybe Chud has
He
never
got
upgraded his armor. So
mm,
or maybe Ren didn't either. But yeah, if Chud is
no, I
still
know Ren didn't.
yeah, so if Chud is still wearing his like his old style armor, remember he's wearing his like cavalier armor. So it probably
Yeah,
has like
I was just gonna
emblems and
say
stuff on
that
it.
he's willing to offer basically his armor and all of his weapon rosters up for credit and replacements for like all the stuff.
Oh, well now. I would that's an offer I might be able to take. So the she's interested in your stuff. So is there anything that anybody like other than the dagger and Chud stuff? Is there anything else that anybody wants to try and sell her? So the dagger, she tells Argyle that she'll give him 500 credits for that dagger.
Here's the thing. I don't think any one of us on this team has a way to carry credits.
Uh, are you are you gonna tell her that?
Yeah. Uh, Here's the thing. I don't have one of those fancy. Oh God, I can't do this voice tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you yes, you do look like you're from. Let me tell you this. If you want something in the store, we can do a trade. Credit in the store. Or, if I need to pay you out, I can just pay you in a balance of physical credits.
Let me look around. Let me see what I see.
All right. And what about you? Do you have any more of those coins?
I told you it's special. There's only one in the universe. Are you calling me a liar? I don't like people who call me a liar.
Well, it doesn't look all that special to me. And
Well,
you're
that's
testing my
okay.
patience.
Someone else will take it. Someone else
Oh,
that's smart.
all right. And you, Mr. Ryder, what do you have to offer me?
I'll pay you 50,000 for your horse.
Nah, she doesn't want live things. She doesn't want anything she has to take care of.
If he can look around and there's essentially like newer looking versions of all of his stuff, then he's gonna sell all of it: armor, sword, lance, and trident.
See, the thing about is this place is like a weird place because there might be replacements for some of his stuff, but this isn't like a new weapon shop. So it's not like a regular store where there's like what would be considered for this area modern weapons.
Yeah,
There's a
it's like newer versions of the old stuff, right?
Well, it's a vintage weapon in antiquities stores, so it's like a lot of the stuff is quote unquote it's like weird. It's eh, it's not like a it's kind of like an antique store essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're not gonna find like the newest armor. You're not gonna find there are no energy weapons in here,
Sure, I'll
for
find
example.
different equivalents though that are like, because in Chud's mind, he can get all this stuff like it's a dime a dozen where he came from.
Hmm.
So he might as well just equip himself with a full new set of stuff that looks like he could use similarly. Like if they have a trident in there, he'll sell this trident, buy a new one. Especially if he's getting way more for this trident than he'd be buying the new one for.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. All right.
And if he ends up with some kooky weapons, then all the better.
Gotcha. So, all right. What does he have? Go ahead and shoot. I was gonna ask you to type it in chat,
Sword,
but you
lance, trident, and then the armor.
okay? Sword, lance, trident, armor.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't heroes have horse armor on too?
Yeah, but that already
Barding.
probably looks too cool.
Yeah. Plus, you'd have to find barding that like fit a horse
Mm-hmm. It's
specifically.
surely already custom made for heroes, so
True.
until I have a suitable replacement.
Okay. So you guys are looking around. Uh, Guthix is he makes it all the way down, and he's standing out front of Gigi's at the Luxi.
Yeah,
And
I
there's a big crowd of people outside. There's lots of lights, and you hear like this kind of like thumping music from inside.
interesting at GG's. I head on in if I can make my way through the crowd.
You make your way through the crowd and you head into to GG's, and yeah, you're in some sort of a dance nightclub, but it seems like it's a multi-level thing. This first level, it seems like there's a large area where people are jamming to music and having beverages and just kind of dancing and hanging out. It's very dark and there's lots of like flashing lights and stuff, so it's a little bit disorienting, but once you're in
Right.
there for a minute, you kind of start to get the lay of the land.
I'm gonna need Hans Perner's ghostwriter to put a rap what's it called, a rap verse in the next one for Rhyme Crime,
Yeah, yeah.
like Snoop Dogg and California Girls type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's GG, so.
I don't see GG anywhere, do I?
It, it's like
Like I know it's disorienting and dark, but like she's
yeah, I
not like
mean
performing or
she
anything, is she?
no. It does sound like her music though. It does sound like her voice, the song that's currently playing. But she's not anywhere like on stage or big or anything. You do see pictures of her. As far as like if she's out on the dance floor, who knows? I mean, literally right now, Solus is like standing in front of he can't even barely see the faces of the people that are around him.
Right. Okay. Does it look like there's a VIP or like a back section to GG's?
It definitely is it looks like it's multi-level, and it looks like there are It looks like there are lifts to get up to the other levels, and you can tell that there are lifts because they're fancy and clear, so you can see people like going up these clear tubes to other
Okay.
levels.
I'm going to attempt to go to a different level.
So you go up to the second level, and you file out with a few people, and when you get out to this level, you realize that there's something going on in here. Uh, there are kind of these bleachers, and when you make your way up to the front, you see this kind of big cage. It's like there's this octagon in the center, and then there's like this big cage around this octagon, and there's this like flashing sign over it that says Thunder Ocho.
Under
And,
Ocho.
and people are starting to like file into seats. And are you gonna like hang out?
Yeah, I'll ask if someone knows what this is, what's going on.
Should you just like pick a random person?
Someone that looks friendly.
You look around, and there's an elf that's kind of like right behind you, that looks like he's like waiting for you to get into a seat, and you turn around and ask him what's going on, like what this is. He says, "Oh, this is Thunder Ocho. Uh, right there, you see?" And he like points up to a thing. Sol's probably not that good at reading, but the elf fortunately reads it off aloud. He says, "If you have a beef in Racer City, Thunder Ocho. I'm ready to see a fight, aren't you?"
Oh, I do believe that would be very interesting. Are there any announced fights?
Ah, somebody's going to have a beef. It always happens at these cities, and it looks like this is where you settle it.
All right then. Perhaps I'll stick around. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure. So people start to like file in, and once people are seated, you see this like announcer comes out and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, here in Thunder Ocho, we have Boris, and we have Andres. And Boris and Andres, they were getting into a fight on the street. But we can't have that, can we? So you settle it in the Thunder Ocho." And you see this human comes out, and he's pretty big looking dude. And on the other side, there's this blue guy with an elephant head. And all right, boys, you know the rules. Anything's fair. And the guy like steps out of the thing, fight. And these two guys just start going after him. The elephant like runs up to the guy. He like wraps his trunk around the guy's neck and like punches him in the head. And that dude like drops down to his knees. And then there's just this all-out brawl, and these two guys are just beating the crap out of each other.
Nice. I'll stick
And
around to watch for a little bit before I go about looking around more.
there are people going around and having like bets are being placed and stuff. You see there's like a lot of gambling going on in here. But you can still hear the thumping music from downstairs. Now, Timmy is up at this speeder booster service, Hill Dorton Sons. And it looks like there's a bunch of speeders up here. And he realizes, yeah, Timmy was definitely there. When he gets over there, all of the guys doing the work are, it looks like Gutsoni. So it's like the big pink ogre guys that have like weird deformed bodies, like multiple heads, multiple arms, all kinds of stuff.
Is it
And
is it the same crew from when we landed on the Junkie planet?
it is not. It is not.
Oh, okay.
No, no. You don't recognize any of the same guys, and yeah, it's just people from that specific species.
Gotcha.
And are you actually gonna go into the place, or are you just gonna kind of observe it from outside? Because from outside you can clearly see people are doing, like, these guys are doing work on speedsters.
I see. I'm definitely gonna go in. I'm gonna see what kind of specialty mods they've got, what kind of racers they're working on, stuff like that.
You go in, you see all manner of speedsters that are some are kind of similar to the ones that you guys have, some are like vastly different. There's all kinds of weird styles and stuff, and there are all kinds of modifications that seem to be going on. It's really loud in here, and one of the the guys that's in here kind of crab walks over. A dude with 4 arms that he uses for legs because he has no legs, and he says, "Can I help you?"
Oh, hello there. I'm just checking out your wares here. Just wondering if you got anything special going on.
We got all kinds of specials. Races tomorrow. If you need any work or any upgrades, better do it tonight.
Well, tell me about some of you got anything that makes us go real fast, or anything that would give a great advantage?
Well, depends on your speedster. Come on over here. Go ahead. Put your hand on that panel there.
All right. Would I do so?
You see a 3D image of your speedster comes up. Oh, hey, that's nice. You're trying to increase the speed? Are you trying to increase the land speed or the repulsor speed?
What do you mean by repulsor speed?
So,
Like when we're levitating?
yeah, that's exactly what I mean. So there is land speed, repulsor speed. Of course, there's also water speed, the hydro. Looks like you're pretty good on that front, but we might be able to do something there too for you.
I see.
He's kind of
Then
like
let's take.
turning it around. He goes like this, and he's like looking under this 3D image of your car.
Let's check out the repulsor speed then.
Yeah, I could probably probably do that. It'll take not too long to get your vehicle up here. Let's see. If I do a Mark II Xenon power, yeah, that that'll run you about 80,000 credits.
We
That's
didn't come with 80,000 credits, did we?
well, I mean, Ren is the keeper of your credits. You're not
See.
sure where the heck Ren is right now.
Gotcha. I'll have to confer with my team, but it does look very nice. I
All
may
right,
be
well,
back here very
it's gonna
shortly.
take us time to do the work, so you better figure it out soon. We're getting pretty slammed.
I understand. Let me go and do that right now then. Thank you.
All right then. So the is Timmy gonna head? Is what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go out and try and look for Ren?
Yeah, I'm gonna circle around looking for him, thinking where he would generally be. I think I'm betting he'd be over by Club Beast or the Grand Hotel. So I'm gonna hang about there.
Okay. So you head out to look for Ren. Mary is going through all sorts of she's going down through the alleyways. She's seeing all kinds of things. I mean, like anything that she can think of. There are food vendors, of course, but there are all kinds of vendors that have gadgets, various types of things. I mean, there are people she's not even sure what the hell they're selling. Uh, is she looking for anything specific?
Um, I think that what she is doing is she's talking to people to see if she can make connections for after we leave this place on our way. You know, she's trying to see if, like, what she can do in the way of supplies for the future. She's kind of trying to get that kind of a feel.
So she's
Does that make sense?
but my question is like she's going around she's by herself, right? She's just kind of going to
Mm-hmm.
like how is she initiating? Is she just like going up to people cold and initiating like a conversation?
She's kind of looking at different things like, okay, does this place look like it sells edible food for our people? Can, do we, are, where are you from? And, if my, you know,
So is
if
she
my
talking
ship,
to vendors then?
yeah, she's talking to like vendors and seeing like where, you know, maybe trying to get an idea of where she can, they can stop to resupply and things like that. She's really not looking for anything for herself at this point, unless there's something that really, really stands out, like something. I don't even know what she would think for her, because she's not, she really not think does she really doesn't do things for herself.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that she might be really, really interested um, in the moment, are medical supplies, because she's always interested in finding, medical stuff for the ship to help, help that out. But she's more looking. She's also looking to see. Oh, can we strike up a partnership to to get to stop for supplies on this planet or this outpost or that the other.
Okay. So she's kind of looking around a couple of times. Like at first, when she starts to talk to people, she gets kind of this a weird response, like no, thank you, no, thank you, I'm okay. Where people keep like telling her like no, no, thank you, no, thank you, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not really sure why it's happening. She's
Okay.
like she'll go up to somebody and she'll say like, "Oh, excuse me," and they'll be like, "No, no, thank you, I'm okay."
No. Oh no. Oh no. I think I know why. So she goes over because I'm sure they're everywhere. She's going to a screen, like a little. Is there a place where she can watch the interviews?
I mean, she's like not really. You don't see any. There's lots of advertisements up here. You actually haven't seen any of the interviews or anything like that. Not here.
Okay.
You're like looking around, and yeah. It doesn't seem like she's on on the on any screens or anything like that.
Hmm. And they're just not letting her engage at all?
Yeah, some people are like talking to her, and she like talks to one food vendor that's like, yeah, I don't really have the scope of all that. Maybe you ask around. So there's a couple people will talk to her, but for some reason she's definitely getting like some weird reactions.
Hmm. Does it seem to be from a certain type of person that she's getting reaction from, or just there's no pattern?
There's kind of not a pattern. She like walking around and she goes to talk to just like a normal looking human, or as normal as possible for the
Mm-hmm.
situation, and she starts, and the guy's like, it's yeah, the light, the hope, it's fine. I'm already a believer, so yeah, I don't need it.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So she figured it out. Well, wait a minute. So she walks away because she knows. She takes her holy symbol and she puts it underneath her blouse.
Hmm.
And she tries again with somebody else, somebody who she hasn't gone to before.
uh yeah, after she does that, she doesn't have the same reaction anymore.
Okay, okay. So that, okay, all right. So basically, that's all she's that. What I described before then is now what she's going to do.
Okay. So she's walking around, she's looking for things like medication and stuff, and she's not really having the same problem anymore. She sees a guy with a great big cart, and on the cart are all these little colored vials. And like it looks like the guy is selling medicine. But
Mm-hmm.
there's this big holographic sign over his cart that's flashing, and it says stims.
Okay. Now, would she know what a stim is?
Probably not.
Even having, spending time in the medical bay and doing research?
It's because they're using slang. It's probably not immediately apparent.
Okay. So she's gonna walk up to this guy. Hello.
Hey there, sweetie. What do you need? You need some uh you need to stay awake the whole week? I can make you stay awake the whole week.
Oh, so that is what a dim is.
Increase your
Is that
reaction time. Oh, better than a cup of joe. Oh, it'll be the greatest thing ever. And
is this
minimal heart damage.
minimal heart damage?
Yeah. Just a disclaimer. Never mind. Don't worry
Is
about
that
that. We've got anything that you can do.
is
Speed, reactions. You need to get strong. You're kind of a small lady. You gotta need to get strong, huh? Look, 2x strength here. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, look, it's the color of your eyes.
so is that all you have here? Are dims?
Oh, yeah. The best money can buy. Of course, you gotta get this too. Here. It is the painless injector. Here, painless stim injector. Right into the neck. You won't feel a thing until you get that jolt.
Oh my god.
Definitely also not addictive in any way. But that statement has not been evaluated by the Lux and Lillinsby,
Is
you
this
know,
guy
the government.
is he a halfling? Or is he
This
like a
this guy is you'd probably you would say he was human if he wasn't like orange.
hmm.
He's what you might describe as a near human. He looks almost exactly like a human, but his
Oompa
coloring and his
loompa
features.
doopity doo.
Yeah. He's this guy's like
I've got
orange.
another stimulant for you.
Yeah, exactly. Except for he's not short. This guy's like pretty normal. He's like 6 foot tall. He's kind of a
Okay.
normal looking
So
guy, except for that he's orange and he has this like bright red hair.
okay. So interestingly, so the one that is the color of my eyes and the injector, how much?
Oh yeah, you want this strength, so I can give you. This is a great deal. Uh, Buy two, get the third free on the vial. So
No,
you
no, no.
buy,
Just one vial, just one injector.
but it's way cheaper to do the deal.
She
When it
pulls out a
boils
gold
down,
piece for this.
what the hell is that?
It is the only currency that I have.
The only currency you have, lady. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's nice talking to you. Woohoo! He goes like that, and he like starts talking to another customer.
This is really the only currency she's got.
Yeah, when he realizes that she doesn't seem like she has any money, he completely disengages with her.
Okay. Well, if he completely ignores her, then yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna
All right.
walk away.
All right. So Thiwar and Ren, of course, they get up to the 13th floor, walk down the hallway to room 13, and Thiwar is able to use his hand to open the door. And they gave you a pretty nice suite. It's multiple rooms. It's like a little apartment, a sweet, like nice little apartment in here.
It's a pretty sweet suite.
It's a sweet
Nice.
suite, for sure.
I mean, we have to explore the whole thing and then jump on our beds first. Must happen.
You walk
Then
around. There's a bar. There's actually a balcony so that you can, when you go out on the balcony, it has a view across. So you have a view out to the ring. You can stand out on your balcony. The beds are sweet, very comfortable, very large, and yeah, it's got just about everything you would want.
nice.
A full
I'm
bar,
gonna.
out in the open, untethered.
I will find the uh, phone/communicator.
You you don't see any specific communication area in here.
Nowhere. Like, there's. Are there any, I guess, devices like in the wall, like a touch screen, like we've seen
No,
elsewhere?
the walls are pretty blank, except for the art that's all over them. You don't see any panels in here at all, except for the one by the door.
Uh, if I just say, "Hey, computer, how do I make a call?" Just
Communications activated. How may I help you, sir?
I'd like to make a transmission to the Destiny.
Here's a guide of all the vessels that you can contact. You see this like big list comes up.
Of course.
You have to like go through it, and eventually, amongst all these like ships, you finally find the listing for the Destiny. It takes you a while.
Right.
This
I'll
setting
scroll.
can be saved for future use.
Yes, please.
Would you like to initiate the call now?
Yes.
Audio and video?
Sure.
This is Nova on the Destiny. Thiwar, is that you?
Yes, Nova. Just a quick call. Do you have Drake nearby?
Drake's down in the bay, but I can patch communication down there to you too if you need to talk to him as well.
I do. Could you, if you could patch him in, that would be excellent.
Drake Tungsten, you have a communication. Drake Tungsten. Oh, hey there.
Uh, Drake, um, I found something interesting down here. Would you happen to know the whereabouts of your brother, Jake?
My brother Jake. You didn't run into my brother Jake, did you?
I did indeed, and had a brief conversation with him, and I was interested in if you know anything about him and how trustworthy he is, and if he would be a potential ally for our Genger cause.
Well, what's Drakey doing or Jakey doing down there? He's yeah, well, he's my older brother after all. I trust him with my life. What's he doing?
He's the announcer slash MC for the race.
The
Haven't gotten too
MC.
much else.
Oh, well. Yeah, that sounds like him. He was always good at talking and stuff. So, you talked to my brother. He might be able to help us out, but I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a few years. The Tungsten Clan, we've been spread out for a while. We all have that adventurous spirit. You know what I mean?
So you mean there's more than just one brother? You have other siblings?
Oh, sure. Siblings, cousins, lots of tungstens out there. But, yeah. If you can ask old Jake for help, I'm sure he'll probably help you in any way you can. If he's the MC down there, well, he's just doing it for the attention. And maybe the cash. You know, us tungstens, always strapped on cash. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. All right, I think that's everything I needed. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a fallout or something, or some reason why he wouldn't be trusted.
Oh, I can't think of any reason he wouldn't be trusted. Well, nah, don't worry about it. It's nothing. He's my brother after all.
All right, I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the time. I'll let
All
you know
right.
how the conversation goes, and hopefully, if you want, I can see if I can get him to give you a call too.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. And good luck on the race.
Thank you.
You see Drake is like while he's talking to you, he's working on Genger II. Is he's like arms deep in the bows of his ship.
Gotcha.
All right,
Well,
Drake Tungsten out.
so Rhyme, why you say we head up to the penthouse and see if we can get some information out of Jake?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So you head up to the penthouse, and over in the weapons store, you've looked around, and you have Chud has found he's found some armor and a sword that he thinks might be pretty equivalent to what he has. Maybe a little bit nicer. It seems like they have some features. So that is the status of that. Argyle's gonna sell his dagger, right?
So Argyle is actually now what Argyle is looking right now is it looks like he's got chainmail armor.
Argyle should no, the Argyle should be upgraded to the Argyle is upgraded to modern armor.
Oh, is he upgraded to modern?
Mhm.
Is it just the equivalent of chainmail? Is that
Yeah,
what
it
I've got?
just says
Why I've got
chainmail
it
because
written
the
down?
yeah the
Okay.
character sheets you
Okay.
should have it in your inventory as something else, but the
Let me
character
see.
sheets they don't have a way to put in like the armor's already listed, so it's just a
Oh,
drop
I see
down.
it.
Remember,
I've
so you
I've
have to
got it light
choose
mail.
one.
Okay. I've got it listed as light mail. Okay.
Light mail, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so um is there, let's see. Are there any other swords in here? Oh no, you know what?
There are
Actually,
lots of different swords in here.
are there? Hold on, because he's a fighter, he can use anything. Are is there like are there warhammers in here?
Yeah, yeah, there are definitely hammers in here for sure.
Okay, because he's thinking if there's a possibility he knows that his sword is not going to hurt a vehicle, but a big ass warhammer might be able to like damage a vehicle if it comes down to it. If like he's he doesn't have access to his gun, he's got a warhammer.
So he's walking around, and there is this giant thing. It looks like it's got a handle as big as a sledgehammer,
Okay.
but the hammer on the end of it is about as big as an old coffee can.
Okay.
And the shopkeeper, she tells you that it's a tritanium hammer
Oh, yeah.
made by Moodgar, which is that's galactic dwarves.
Okay.
So
Can he lift it?
he's got a, what's his strength? 14, 13?
His strength is, I think it's 14. Yeah.
He can. It's heavy. It's a two-handed weapon.
Okay. You have any place where I can go and give it a couple swings and test it out?
Well, you can test it out around back. Come with me.
Okay. So he's gonna go.
She takes you out into kind of a back alley area, which just look where there's nobody there. They're like these. It looks like there's like it's maybe for trash.
Right.
And she says, "Well, that panel over there, it's going out. We had to replace it. Do your worst. It won't hurt the
So
hammer."
he's gonna swing it a couple times just before he aims it at anything, just to kind of get the feel, and then he's gonna take a good swing at this panel.
As he's swinging it around and hefting it, it's really heavy. But as he's swinging it around, he feels like it's really balanced. It's almost so balanced that if you really had a lot of strength, you could probably throw it.
Okay. Okay. So he's gonna take a really good swing at this thing that she pointed him at.
So there's this like plate of, it looks like a piece of metal wall or something, and it's just leaning up against this
Mhm.
big dumpster thing that Argyle has no idea what it is. This big metal thing. But um, go ahead and roll a 20.
Oh god damn.
Ah,
So
got some interesting rolls
Oh
tonight.
my god.
okay. Well, that's funny. So Argyle, he's like goes to hit this thing, and when he goes to swing it, he doesn't realize he's trying to swing it hard. He goes to swing it, and he's not quite used to the weird balance of the thing yet, and it completely like slips out of his hand and flies back towards the building,
Mm-hmm.
and then embeds itself in the side of the back of the building. Like the
Okay.
building's like metal, and it's like it's probably a good like 2 inches into the metal of the building. It's just kind of sticking out, and it makes this crazy
God.
racket.
Okay.
And,
So he's gonna walk over.
and she
If
runs
he,
outside, and a couple other customers run outside, and she's like, What happened?"
it's it slipped, but can he pull it out?
Make a strength check. You're like, pop, and it's just it. He has to pull for a minute, and then when it pops out, it like knocks him onto his butt, and the hammer hits the ground, and it kind of
Is the
dents
hammer
up the ground.
is the
Ooh,
hammer
God.
damaged?
No
No,
chance.
the hammer looks exactly the same as it did when when you took it out here.
I'll take it.
She like looks at the side of the thing, and she looks at you, and she looks at the hammer. All right, bring that back in here. But I'm gonna assess you some for the wall too. I've gotta repair that now.
So you said 500 for this, and he hands you the knife.
Mm-hmm.
What's the balance?
Let's see. Well, my wall and this thing right here. 4,500 credits.
So he gets into his backpack and he pulls something out. Not the
She doesn't want to
skull.
see that.
What he pulls out is the Forest Temple map in that ornate case.
Oh.
So, how much will you give me for this?
Hmm. Well, that's quite nice. She's like looking at the map and looking at the case. She scans it with a couple of things. Hmm.
He figures she's never
This
going to be going back to that. Why not?
this is genuinely old. Well now, that changes everything. If you're willing to part with this, well, maybe I'll owe you about 4,000 credits.
Jesus.
I feel like that's a good deal. Uh, how about can you throw in one of those little doohickeys that I can keep the credits on?
Well, let's see. I have an older model here. Sure. This device, you can use it to store your credits. You can also use it for communication. I'll go ahead and throw it in. It's kind of big and goofy looking. It kind of looks like a big goofy walkie-talkie.
That is perfect for Argyle.
Yeah, it's like got big numbers on it, like big buttons on it.
So, what do you call this thing so I can put it into my inventory?
Uh, you would call it a communication device. That's probably the best thing.
So I can use this to communicate with he kind of knows what's the range.
This one is an older model. It works on most standard networks, basically. So the range depends on the network.
Okay. And you're gonna load 4,000 credits on it?
Oh, yes. Here, I'll do it for you right now. Oh, damn these old things. She's like screwing around with it for a while, and then she's like, all right, there you go. And you see this little screen, it's green, and it has this gray lettering
Yeah.
on it. And you can see your
Excellent.
4,000 credits. It's like this weird, crappy, like, screen. It's got a little crack on the end of it. The screen has like a little crack down the side.
That's amazing. So what is this weapon called?
The Pip Boy.
It kind of is a Pip-Boy, is what I was thinking.
Yes, basically.
It's a what? A pit boy.
A Pip, which is it's a Fallout thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. You can call it a grand hammer.
okay. What is our... So it's not going to have a mastery bonus on it yet. What is our damage on this thing?
At basic damage, it's D12. 1d12.
Jesus. Alright, so... I'm not going to get any bonuses. Any effect? Probably not. Probably not at basic.
Not at, well, maybe at basic. I'll have to look. It probably has it probably has some sort of a stun effect, I would imagine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, remind me in our chat to get full stats for it. I can totally do that.
Okay, okay. So Argyle is happy now. Argyle has this hammer, and he's got some tech. Yeah, so Argyle's pretty pleased.
Yeah. All right. So Chud has, as I said, he found some armor and he found a sword. The armor is interesting because it's she tells him it's pretty old, but it makes no difference to him how old it is or whatever. It's a suit armor that has a helmet that seals. So it's like it's an old set of environmental armor.
It seals like
It's
wait,
like
environmental how?
it meaning like the armor seals. So it's like you are the armor seals and creates oxygen for you. So
Gotcha.
it
So you can go into
protects
space
you.
with it.
Yeah, you can go into space with it, or it protects you from other environmental, like poisonous atmospheres and things like
Yeah.
that. But it's a full suit of environmental armor. It's not really heavier than your armor right now, except for that your armor is not a full suit. I think you just have like breastplate or something like that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is like a full suit of armor. It's not powered or anything like that. But it it has a helmet and it environmentally seals. And it's pretty cool looking armor too. It's like weird. You've never seen anything like it quite. and it's silver. So it's like this whole big silvery suit. And then there's a sword that has a regular blade, so it's not it's not a plasma sword, but apparently a it has an old style electro mechanism. So it's a sword that can be engaged to have an electric blade.
Sounds great.
So for the sword, she really likes your armor, but she's not as impressed with your sword. And essentially, she tells you that for your armor, that's the main thing. She's not giving you really much for the sword. She's giving you a lot for the armor.
Uh-huh.
She'll do almost a straight trade. She'll owe you 200 credits.
Great. Just put them on his thingy.
And so the suit armor it it is, let's see. At your character sheet real quick. Oh, I need to there it is. Oh yeah, so you had banded mail. I was keep flipping it to inventory while I'm looking at this. That's
Oh,
not
that's me flipping it back. My bad.
yeah. I was trying to see just trying to see what it would go under here. What's that? Huh. Oh. There it is. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it actually ended up giving you the same amount of protection, but now you have protection against some energy weapons, and it seals. The sword is a regular size sword. It only electrifies when you activate the electric, and you need a it gives you +2 to damage, not to attack. So it's basically a sword, regular sword, +2 to damage. Yeah. When you activate the electric, and it has to be charged like most handheld energy weapons. And it looks
I'm
like it's
heading to bed.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It looks like it is 10:30. I know people have to get up early in the morning.
I mean, you can
So,
keep playing. I mean,
well,
whatever. Yeah.
Dan has to go to bed too. I think a lot of people have to get up early. So yeah, that was tonight's session, and let's see. We'll go over to our little game end screen here. Cool. So that's it. Next time on Nova Destiny, we'll finish up at this little Luxi liner town, and then to the race. We'll also probably check back in with Anya and Sid for their little pre-race escapade. I didn't want to jump back and forth with them since I had so much going on up here, but we'll definitely check back in with them. And next time we should be getting to the race. And so, yeah, everybody think about all the things that you've seen up here because you'll have very limited time to get anything else that you want to get done at this city before morning comes and race is there. If you're still watching us, thanks for watching. Uh, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and leave a comment. If you're still watching, leave a comment. We are the Dicks in the Dark, and we're out of here.
Peace. Thanks for
See
stopping
ya.
by.
Later.
I'm gonna play the outro.
Going